Haribol, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I just found an interesting article. It's about Sudama Maharaj or Sudama Prabhu at this time. He was one disciple of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And as you can see here, he is really engaged in doing ecstatic Harinam Sankirtan. This was the early days in the 70s. And the article is called Dividing Up the World, Sudama Das. Carving Up the World by Sudama Das, Sudama Brahmin and the Takeover by Ramachandra Das. This is a story which had its beginning many years ago. It was told to me by Sudama Prabhu, who left the planet in 1995. His leaving was most auspicious, with devotees having 24-hour kirtan, garlands and tulsi were placed upon his body, and he left to the chanting of the holy name. Immediately upon his departure, an unknown Indian Brahmin came into the room, looked around, and then left. It is said that if someone leaves their body and an unknown Brahmin comes to the room, then that person has gone back home, back to Godhead. I was Sudama Maharaj's personal servant off and on in New York City for 5 months in 1975, and I later served him in Badger, California for 2 months before he left his body. During that time, Sudama Prabhu revealed to me something very intensely shocking and distressful. We were talking about ISKCON in general, and after some time, I then told Sudama Prabhu about a conversation that I had with Satsvarupa Maharaj. I explained that I told Satsvarupa Maharaj at one point that I felt Srila Prabhupada was my spiritual master. I joined the movement in 1975, got the opportunity to see Srila Prabhupada, and I felt a very strong spiritual connection with Srila Prabhupada. I was amongst the second group of disciples to take initiation from Satsvarupa Maharaj in 1978. Sudama asked me why it was I didn't get initiated by Srila Prabhupada, even though I was supposed to. After giving Sudama Prabhu my explanation, he angrily answered, referring to Satsvarupa Maharaj, "He's no guru anyway." Then he went into the explanation of why he did not feel that Satsvarupa is a guru. Sudama Prabhu revealed to me that the day before Srila Prabhupada departed from us, all of the ISKCON leaders, including Satsvarupa Maharaj, the other original ISKCON gurus, and other leaders met together to discuss how to divide up the world. Sudama Prabhu told me that Tamal Krishna Maharaj and another sannyasi, whose name I cannot remember, approached him and said, "There's going to be a meeting in which we are going to divide up the world. Don't go anywhere. You should be there." This was the exact statement used. Sudama Prabhu attended the meeting, horrified at what he was hearing. Tamal Krishna started off asking who wants to be guru. Sudama explained that there was some hesitation, and then Rameshwara answered, I do. Others raised their hands. Also, Sudama was shocked. Sudama was then told, "We'll give you Japan and make you a guru later." Sudama Prabhu, completely horrified, asked, "Srila Prabhupada hasn't even left the planet yet. How can you be even thinking like this?" Sudama Prabhu went on to say, speaking to his god brothers, "I would rather bloop and fall down than to commit the sin that you are about to commit." These were Sudama Prabhu's exact words to them, as he himself told me. After the meeting, when it was concluded who was to be guru, Sudama Prabhu, who explained that he was present throughout the whole meeting, said that Satsvarupa Maharaj then addressed the assembly, "Before we go back, we had better conclude on one story to tell all of the devotees. The devotees are very smart, and if we have different stories, they will know something is wrong." Satsvarupa Maharaj, along with Tamal Krishna, then put together the story that these leaders would tell the devotees. Satsvarupa Maharaj wrote it all down, and he and Tamal conferred back and forth with the other leaders in terms of answering all questions to make sure that there was no loopholes, and exact words used by Sudama Prabhu in the story. The exact word used by Sudama Prabhu in the story, that nothing could go wrong. Sudama Prabhu stayed on to the next day when Srila Prabhupada actually left. This was the day immediately after the meeting in which our GBC leaders divided up the world. After Srila Prabhupada left the planet, Sudama Prabhu immediately left the movement. Knowing what had transpired in that meeting and the material ambition and viciousness of these men, he could foresee the destruction of the movement. The assembled Vaishnavas may be wondering why it is that I never came forth with this information at an earlier date and am now speaking this out. The reason why I did not speak up earlier was because of how our Guru and GBC leaders have so much indoctrinated the devotees that I did not think that anyone would accept this truth. I also have never used a computer before and had no opportunity to be able to get this information out. I'm seeing that the situation in ISKCON has become so bad that I am feeling compelled to speak out with this truth. I feel it is my duty to bring out this truth which was given to me by Sudama Prabhu, for the devotees to hear it, whether they choose to believe it or not. Your servant Ramachandra Das. So this is only secondary evidence, but together with the July 9th, 1977 letter and the other statements that only a pure devotee can be Guru and all the Guru fall downs, this is something I think that is very likely. And I have also been watching the Srila Prabhupada memory DVDs, and on one of these DVDs, Satsarup Maharaj is admitting that they try to imitate Prabhupada and are doing a bad job at it. So Satsarup Maharaj even admitted this in the Prabhupada memories. I saw this myself. And I also saw other memories of this Sudama, where he was saying that Prabhupada told him that he was a Japanese in his previous life. And immediately he could learn Japanese and speak Japanese fluently when he was preaching in Japan. So I don't know exactly how credible this Sudama Das is, but according to this article, Sudama Maharaj, his service and association, he seems to be a very sincere devotee and also ecstatic devotee who has been doing a lot of preaching and kirtan. So I never met him, I don't know. Different people have been saying different things, I think this former Marine, Guru Kripadas, he said this Sudama was a gangster or something like this, I don't know, But here it looks like he's really doing some nice kirtan and everything. So I never met him, I don't know. But I think this statement makes a lot of sense if you take all the other evidence. Like I did a video on my old channel about the statistical analysis of the tapes, and it's very statistically impossible that especially in the year 1977 so many conversations haven't been taped, because in all the other years the tape recorder was running. So it's very likely that they removed a lot of tapes from 1977. And Gauridas Pandit, the personal servant of Prabhupada, also testified that in 1977 Prabhupada was talking about the Ritvik order in so many instances, and all these conversations have disappeared. So they probably covered this up, by removing the tapes. So this is another piece of information. I doubt that anybody in ISKCON will really care, because the people are so brainwashed and they're also materially dependent, So, but if anybody is out there who wants to know the truth, you can find all the truths on the internet now. Hari Bol, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Do whatever your heart tells you, because Krishna is in your heart. Hari Bol.